Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Hi,
How are you doing?
good, thanks.
Awesome. Good to see you virtually.
Virtually. Where's the, why ain't that coming up?
Looks like there's one or two more in the waiting room that I was gonna let in.
Yeah, I think mine only works if it goes on to um one of the hosts.
Um, to like promote you as a host.
Yeah, I think that's how, for some reason, that's the only way it sets up.
But yeah, that's the only way I can see that you're there. So you can actually stay in the like the waiting room. It's not necessarily the waiting room, but when I promote you as a panelist, it allows you to be seen. And so that's what that may be what the prompt that you're seeing on your
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Just trying to give a couple more minutes in case there's a few who are joining us. And as soon as I start talking, then I lose track of letting people in. So
Yeah,
just
last week it seemed quite slow
the
to
internet.
start off with, but once it got going, I couldn't keep up with the notes.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, um, it looks like we have Brooke and Anthony. Did you have any questions that from usage last week? Anything that we can jump into specifically to be able to help you with the app, or we can look at how to share. Last week we looked at adding contacts, but if you'd like, we can go on to how to share or specific questions that might have popped up. Let's be happy to address those first as well.
But to be fair, for me, a lot of it is um being answered as we go along. Uh, and it all seems to link in really well.
Awesome.
But, so whatever you're going to go with, I'm just going to get the pen ready.
Sounds good. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and share screen of my mobile phone, and then we'll do that. As you all are aware that are joining us, that or at least the familiar faces and names that I see, that the NowTech app is both a desktop platform as well as a mobile platform. So when I get my screen set up to share here, what we'll be looking at is the mobile version. And if this is the first time that you've joined in and seen anything on the NowTech app, that the way you go about downloading this is that you would go into your iOS device or your Android device into their relative app store, and then you would search for Manatech, and then it'll be Manatech Now Tech app is what you're looking for. The icon for me, it is this here. It says Manatech Now. And so if you once you have that downloaded, you just use your Manatech associate ID and you use your Manatech password to be able to log in. So we have those two things synced up, meaning we have your Manatech login synced up with NowTech. So it's the same username and password to be able to log in. So I thought today, being that we talked about contacts and how to add those, or last week, last Tuesday, I figured we would go ahead and just dive a little bit deeper into sharing media. And on the mobile app and as well as the desktop app, this is the button that you would press to be able to review media. You also have the media available here on the top. So if you don't want the media to be the very first thing that you see and you wanted to go straight into contacts, let me share with you how to change that out real quick. You'd click on cards, and cards would allow you to bring that media or the contacts and to be able to change that out. So in this case, let's say I wanted to move and make my contacts the first. I'm clicking on those that stack of buttons, or these little bullets, and and then I just pull down. So I'm dragging and dropping it in a sense, and then you save the card layout. So now you'll see that my contacts are first, whereas I did have media. So you can have a different looking screen than what you're seeing right here. So that is my call out. In case yours doesn't look the same, you do have the ability to update that by the cards button. So in the case of sharing media, if I wanted to go in and use this tab versus this one, if I do see all, we have the US market set up where the business category displays first, and then the product category is displayed second. And so when you go through and you're looking at videos, just note that this is not all the videos, that you may have product videos that you're looking for that are down here lower in the app, as well as you have M5M. That is a category that is set up as well. But if you're looking for something specific when you come into the app, I recommend just go ahead and using the search feature. So that is the little magnifying glass there on the top. If I were looking for, let's say, something that I know I added yesterday was a new PBS airing, and it's not new. It was recorded a couple of years ago, but it was something that was aired nationally on television here in the United States in about 700 different PBS airings. So I added that yesterday. I knew that the title was PBS, but this is a quick way to be able to find what you're looking for by doing the search. And the search feature, I would say, works better than our library at Mannatech. So we do have a lot of resources inside of the app, especially if you're in the US market. And this is a quick way to be able to find those without having to scroll through. Now, if this is not the video that you're looking for, you just go ahead and click the X, and that will take you back to the media library where everything is listed. We do have these broken down into videos and then into print documents. So the compensation plan documents are here differently, whereas like the customer referral program and loyalty program, those are also, if it's a document, it is not going to be found inside of this video category. Same situation for the websites, or sorry, the product categories. Websites, that actually would be something good for us to do a demonstration of that today. So if you're wanting to share from your Nowtech mobile app, you can log in and you can share your PMW by just going and looking for the website links and clicking on this icon or this image. You'll see that there's some pre-text that's already loaded in so that you can have access to. And once you decide who you're going to send it to, it will help you grab that text and be able to pull it into your phone to where you can send that PMW link, which is your personal Mannatech website, to a recipient through text, and it's going to be using your phone for that text, or an email that you can send it, and it is then going to use your personal email to be able to send it out. So the call out is that it's not being sent from Nowtech, so that the recipient knows who the sender is. So if they have you in their phone or on their computer, they'll know exactly who it's coming from, that it's not coming from a news source called Nowtech. All right, so you see that you have some pre-written text here. You can choose to use this as we get later on down the road, or you can totally delete it, remove it, alter it. You'll see that here in a second. But I'm going to click individual. I seem to lean on me being my own contact in the platform, and this is a great way to test so that you can either use somebody that's in your house to be able to test and to try different types of sharing inside of the platform, or you can just send to yourself. So I can definitely use a family member for what I wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and click existing. I know that I'm in the app, and so I'm going to click on the magnifying glass, do Ben Mayo. I'm going to do search, which was down there in the bottom right. Here I am. So it looks like I don't have my text set up inside of the platform, but if I click email, it's now going to show me, once I click the continue button, it's going to show me that preview text that I can opt in to use later, or you'll see that we can discard it. But once again, it's letting you see the preview. This link right here is the PMW link. So that is something that you don't want to remove. but that is what's going to notify you when they click on that link. It will notify you when they've accessed your PMW link. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. You'll now see it has opened up my personal email account. That's why it's showing the from. And then I had my email address populated in for me. And then the subject line is already pre-populated, as well as all of this text is pre-populated. So once again, you don't want to lose that link. So you would want to leave that alone. And I'm not sure if I did something to upset the text here, but it looks like that I may need to update the text right there to make it flow a little bit better. But so you can go in and make any edits that you want. And I just hit something on my phone to go to my camera. But let me see if I can get back to my email where that was. Oh, it looks like it closed my email out. Let me see if I can open email back up. Okay, there it was. And now I can go ahead and click send. So this would be based upon whatever device you are using. So if this is an iOS device, which I have, mine right there is in the top right. It may be different for an Android. I'm going to go ahead and click send. You'll now see if I were to go back over into my inbox here. If I go to my Manatech, that's where I sent it. It'll show up here in a second. Okay, so there is the email that I just sent to myself. You'll notice that it shows that it came from me. So that was my email account that I sent it from. There's the message that we sent. And now if I click on the link, the PMW link, it's now taking me back over to the associate account. And so this is the test account that I'm in, where you can see that it is that specific PMW. So if you were testing this on your own, you'd want to make sure that to send that link to yourself and that you'll see that you are now shopping with and your name should display there. If you haven't updated that image right there, you can do that by just logging into your manatech.com platform, and that little icon there is in your profile, which is located in the top right of manatech.com. But just that calling out if yours looks different at all, that is something that's on the Manatech side, not on the Nowtech app side. But you'd want to make sure that it's all tied back to you before you send this, and that way that you know that when you share your PMW link that the person placing the order would then, you would get credit for that order that they've placed on your account. So that is a quick way to go about or demonstration of how to share. I'm going to go back to the app. That's the PMW link. If yours is not set up that way inside of your market, if you'll let us know, and you have interest in it being set up inside of your market. So let's say if you're in the UK and you don't have your PMW's links, let me know and I'll work with your country manager to get that added in. I'm going to go ahead and pause and ask if anybody had any questions about sharing through the mobile app, or if there's any questions about the desktop. I could also jump over and talk about that as well. No real questions on that?
I've got one quick little tip for folks.
Okay.
You look at that icon in the top right next to filter, the little double square stacked thing. That is going to let you send multiple assets in a single email. So sometimes you may want to provide somebody some information about a product, maybe a testimonial, and a couple of things without spamming them. That will let you provide those links all in a single message, just as kind of an extra use case up there in your media library.
Okay, so I was trying to let more people into the app. Can you walk me through what I click on and show us how to do that real quick?
Sure. So in the top right, if you'll click on those two little boxes,
Okay.
that will enable the multi-share, and then you'll just select the items that you want to send.
Okay, so I'm going to click this one and this one.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you just click that little send in the top right, and it'll take you to your preview screen. Now, or first it'll have you select your individual.
Okay. All right.
You'll choose email or however you want to, click continue. Now it'll take you to your preview, and whenever you're sending more than one asset, it will be the links to access those assets. You won't have the pre-built messages because you can send 6, 7, 8 items. The idea being that all of those quick links will be in your message, and then you've got the ability, once you go to that email platform, to send that custom message. Hey, Ben, here are the things I was talking about. I wanted to send you a couple of resources. Feel free to watch them when you've got time. I'll follow up on Thursday, right? And that way you can give them more things than just like 5 or 6 emails just constantly spamming into their inbox. So that's an option for you who like to send kind of boxes of content, so to speak. And then you can just follow up and say, hey, did you watch those? Which ones did you like? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, that's very cool. That's a newer feature that's been added, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyone have any questions on that? No? Okay. Anything else on the share aspect that anyone might have a question on? Nope. I'll show, so we did share using the media. So that was the way that I started. You also can share by starting with the contact so that you can do that as the first step if you wanted. In that case, if you go down to the head profile here, click on that, that takes me into my contacts. If in the case of sending to myself again, I'm going to find that. And you'll see, this is pretty cool that that alert shows up that I had opened the video that I had sent to myself 2 minutes ago. And in this case, that actually would have been a PNW link, but you can click on, I'm sure I could have clicked on that. I just got myself in circles. If I click on that, that's actually showing history. But if I want to open up myself, and then now I can send media after having gone into the contact first. So it's the same flow, but you can start with the contact. And then in this case, I'm going to click send media. It'll now open up the media library where then you can proceed with populating in, your own personalized text, but after you've selected which media that you want to share. Any questions? Super simple. Easy. I think if there are no questions, that's all I wanted to be able to bring forward was the contact or the sharing aspect. If there aren't any questions, it's pretty easy today. All right. I appreciate everyone joining in. If you certainly if you want to come with questions, this is your time to be able to ask them. And we would love to be able to do so. So as you go about sharing and using the Nowtech app this week, if you have any questions, just jot those down and we'll see you next Tuesday where I'm happy to go through and Preston and I will answer each questions as they pop up. Hope you all have a great week and we'll see you in just a little bit. Thanks all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.